Hushkit is more powerful than you can possibly imagine. Hushkit brings you aviation news, history, and satire from 25,000 feet.
We will be taking a stroll through some hallowed aviation grounds around the world, and you shall be providing a detailed description of each and every type of airplane. Now, there's a plug there for the fantastic Hushkit Book of Warplanes, Volume 1 and Volume 2. Now, all you need to do is write the name of each aircraft type you see in the comment section, and we shall select a winner who shall be deemed the Hushkit Reconnaissance Expert of the Year. So get your pens and papers ready for this remarkable stroll through some of aviation's most remarkable corners, from the darkness of World War II through the hard steel of the Cold War.
This appears to be some kind of World War II bomber aircraft with a tail gun turret. I'm not...
Of course, when we look at an aircraft like this, we must remember the remarkable story of the Battle of Britain, and quite the purr, the roar, the operatic howl of the Merlin engine, whose pistons were hewn from the slates of Canterbury Cathedral, and whose shaft was made of the iron of Saxon spears. The Spitfire, of course, was carved entirely by women from mahogany, and it contained, each one was armed with the sword of King Arthur himself, Excalibur, and it carried with it the hopes, the fears, and the aspirations of the British Empire.
Well, when we were flying aircraft back from Tanity AFB or Air Force Base back in the 1960s, we realized that you had to exercise your airplane to get the most performance. So you would send in a priest and you would get all of the ghosts and the ghouls out of the airframe, and then it'd be collected in a little bucket, a little pail that would be stuck under the aft end of the fuselage. And this haunted liquid, well, some of the bravest pilots you ever met, they would drink this liquid up. You have Elvis Presley record playing in the background, perhaps you're wearing a Viking helmet, and you just drink that evil airplane liquor up, and you feel as strong as an armadillo in a Sage's can of rain. Do you know what I mean? Going out like a Cadillac 1962, it was like I'm feeling like you got an internal El Dorado. And that's, flying this aircraft was very much like that.
Now this class, of course, this class of aircraft that we're seeing now, was exploited massively by the Auxiliary Air Force. It was flown from Ofsted down to Olivia throughout the Sanjanka campaign, and resupplying this aircraft was exceptionally dangerous. There was one mission where 10 aircraft were sent out, and due to the extraordinary conditions at the end of the flight, around about only 28 minutes later, 36 aircraft landed, and this still remains utterly inexplicable. And that's the splendid work that Rolls-Royce did. All of the Rolls-Royce aero engines were superb. It was once described as trying to climb up a butter mountain, and you really, if you have actually experienced trying to run up a butter mountain, you could get the Nesquik powder all over your nose and knead it in to your feet, but you're not going to get any purchase in the butter. And that was very much an experience that aircrew of this time, extraordinary brave men and women, experienced. And some of them are gluten-free to this day.
Gazing out on these aerodynamic masterpieces, you're aware of the fundamentals that aerodynamicists had to face. The hard facts were physics, and these were overcame in some of the most advanced and innovative designs of this period. The delta wing was initially not a triangle, it was initially a square, but this was found to be too braggy, and so the ends were knocked off, and that's how the Mirage came about.
We will all remember what it was like seeing these things come in. You would see this red stain across the sky, and you would just see the thing slamming down on the runway, and just look at that brute. Look at those friendly eyes, and look at that long wet nose, and you realize, wow, that is one hell of a machine. We used to call it the Smoky Peach. And he used to say, you can't grab a peach without hurting your legs. And we sure as hell hurt our legs every day out there. Every day.
And this, of course, is perhaps the most beautiful aircraft of all, and one is reminded of the lavender fields of southern France, and the roar of 3 turboprop engines. Indeed, it was Arthur Setting Plaster who remarked, while in charge of these aircraft in Honduras during the formal wars, that you could get to 90 degrees, 100 degrees, 120 degrees in that cockpit, but you always remained cool-headed. Let us look at that. Look at the shape of that wing. Look at the gentle curves, the incredibly master machine panel parts there. It really is put together like an electric jigsaw puzzle. It really is like a porcelain pig. It's just an incredibly beautiful piece of engineering. One could almost sink one's lips and teeth into the side of that and draw a kind of almost soineuse de Cellier. Really is the chamomile lawn, it was known as, and you don't need me to explain why that was. A remarkable aeroplane.